Welcome to Edutain. Philosophy of education is the study of key philosophical ideas that have influenced educational thought and developments in the world. This video introduces one of the key philosophical perspectives on education, which is known as idealism. But before moving forward, if you are new to the channel, then don't miss to give a subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon, so that you will be notified whenever a new video is uploaded. Now, without stretching it more, let's directly move to our topic. Idealism is a term with several related meanings. The educational philosophy of idealism is one of the oldest educational philosophies. It is important to philosophical discourse, because its adherents assert that reality is actually dependent upon the mind, rather than something that exists independent of the mind. Idealism teaches that ideas are the only true reality, and that truth and values are absolute and universal. In philosophy, idealism can be any view that stresses the central role of the ideal, or the spiritual, in the interpretation of experience. Classical idealism holds that the world or reality exists, essentially as consciousness. The abstractions and laws are more fundamental in reality than sensory things. Or, at least whatever exists, is known in dimensions, are primarily as ideas and mental through. Idealism as a form of metaphysical monism, holds that consciousness, not matter, is the ground of all being. It is monist, because it holds that there is only one type of thing in the universe, and idealist, the one thing to be consciousness. Anaxagoras, 480 BC, taught that all things were created by mind. He supports the idea that the mind held the cosmos together, and gave human beings a connection to the cosmos, or a pathway to the divine. There are two basic forms of idealism. First is metaphysical idealism, which asserts the ideality of reality. And other is epistemological idealism, which holds that, in the knowledge process, the mind can grasp only the psychic, or that its objects are conditioned by their perceptibility. In its metaphysics, idealism is thus directly opposed to materialism, the view that the basic substance of the world is matter, and it is known primarily through material forms and processes. In its epistemology, it is opposed to realism, the view which holds that, in human knowledge, objects are grasped, and seen as they really are, in their existence outside and independently of the mind. Idealists are understood to represent the world, as it might, or should be, unlike pragmatists, who focus on the world, as it presently is. In the arts, similarly, idealism affirms imagination and attempts to realize a mental conception of beauty, a standard of perfection, juxtaposed to aesthetic naturalism and realism. In ordinary language, as when speaking of Woodrow Wilson's political idealism, it generally suggests the priority of ideals, principles, values, and goals over concrete realities. The term idealism is also sometimes used in a sociological sense, which emphasizes how human ideas, especially beliefs and values, shape our society. The essential orientation of idealism can be sensed through some of its typical tenets. Truth is the whole or the absolute. To be is to be perceived. Reality reveals its ultimate nature more faithfully, in its highest qualities, mental, than in its lowest, material. And lastly, the ego is both subject and object. Well, that's all for today, folks, and if you didn't understand something completely, again you are free to watch as many times as you need. Also, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below, and if you have learned something out of this video, then don't miss to notify me by simply giving a like to the video. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.